Hello, everyone. Welcome to Imani's Light Work Keys to Akasha section on my channel. If you are a new subscriber or you're visiting, welcome. A little back history into this section of my channel is that I cover news stories here, celebrity passings, cases that you see show up in the news with anyone, politics, anything along those lines, etc. Okay. If you do have an inquiry about this section of my channel, please feel free to email me at hassaniife777@gmail.com or ifadivination777@gmail.com, or you can send me a direct message to my IG at amaniife777. Okay. So before I begin with who I'm going to be reading for today, is I want you guys to know that these readings are totally based on channeling and interpretation, which means that I am using my ability and the help of spirit to get the readings done. Okay, so I'm going to be covering the case of Bryce Gowdy. I was unable to find his date of birth. His energy of his sign may show up here, but if you guys know what his sign is, please feel free to send me an email or a direct message on my Instagram, okay? I believe I did see an article. I did believe that his date of death was December 30th of last year. If you know, please correct me if I'm wrong. I will post a snippet of one of his articles that I did see online to my community post, so you can comment below those articles with his date of birth and with his date of death. If I get it wrong or if it's wrong, please let me know. Okay. I am aware that he was 17 years old. He was an open receiver for his football team at his school. I believe he had a quite a promising future. I believe a lot of schools wanted him in terms of his his expertise and his skills as a player. I did look to see what the circumstances were, and they did say that he was living with his mother and his brothers. I don't know if they were staying in a hotel or they were just visiting a hotel, and his mother asked him to go and get a blanket, and he never returned. And then I guess the following day, I did see that the police said that his body was found near freight train tracks, and the death claim was suicide, which I personally don't believe. Okay, so I wanted to cover the case. All right, I wanted to see what was going on. And I did see that his mother said that he was quite spiritual. He was questioning his life, questioning spirituality and things of that nature. So I don't know if that also, I feel, could be quite metaphysical in nature, especially pertaining to his passing. So if he was having these feelings of being haunted by entities, I could understand why he would be suffering the paranoia. If somebody's coming after you with a bad intent or a negative intent, it's going to go into your subconscious and cause a negative visions to occur in the subconscious. So I could see that would be where he would be having the uncertainty within his life and within his own spirituality. Okay. Okay. All right. So Bryce, he's saying that he was smart. Okay, he was studying hard. I believe he was smart. There's also this feeling of Ivy League. So I don't know the schools. He was a football player, so I don't know if some of the schools that he looked into may have been Ivy League schools, or he may have gotten. I believe he got accepted to a few schools, but I'm not sure if some of those schools that were trying to accept him, they may have been Ivy League schools, or he may have been in a situation where he could have gotten accepted to, possibly local schools or schools that were out of state. That's the feeling that I'm getting. He could have been accepted to local schools or schools that were out of state that had a really good, I'm feeling that those schools may have had, they do have a really good football program or a football scholarship. But I also feel like he could have been looking into Ivy League schools. I don't know, to play football or just looking into Ivy League schools, period, that are out of state. So that could have been, some of those schools may have been accepting, and yes, that could be a possibility. But I also have this feeling, a particular school that he may have wanted to go into. I don't know which school this is. I'll just give an example. This is him, for example, wanting to get into Harvard. I'm just throwing that in as an example, wanting to get into Harvard, but not having, something may have been going on with him with the, having the criteria or having the grades or the GPA, the grade point average high enough to get into a Ivy League school such as Harvard. So it doesn't have to be Harvard. I just use Harvard as an example to bring forth that he may have wanted to get into a school like that, but something he may have been second guessing himself. He may have been really, really shedding this feeling of doubt in his subconscious with wanting to get into a school like that. That's the feeling that I get. So he could have been accepting, he could have been really open to accepting other applications or other acceptances from other schools, like other letters that he may have received from other schools. But I do feel deep down inside, he may have wanted to go to a really good Ivy League school, or at least one that had a scholarship that would allow him to play football and still be able to focus on his studies and not get distracted. Okay, but it's giving me this feeling of moon. So usually when people say, it could be a sign of Pisces, could be involved here. Moon energy. If you're considering the moon, the spirit keeps telling me something about moon. So moon, he could run through a list of possible reasons that the spirit could be giving me the word moon. So he could have been over the moon about, people, usually when people say over the moon, it implies, love. It implies being over the moon in a relationship with a particular individual. Over the moon usually refers to an ecstatic feeling, being ecstatic about, certain things and changes in life, going to school, just new life experiences, being over the moon about that. Or literally the moon you can also imply a feeling of uncertainty as well. The moon is connected to crown chakra or your head space. The phases of the moon usually manipulate what is going on mentally or areas in your headspace. Okay, so I don't know. There could be a variety of reasons into why that may be coming through the way it is. Okay. It's so quiet. I feel like his energy, I feel like I get the way he was found. The way he was found, it could have been a quiet night. It could have been because I did see that they did say that he was dealing with a homeless situation between him and his mother and his brothers, and his mother being uncertain into what was going on with him and some type of phase that he was going through. but it feels quiet. Like I feel it has the quiet feeling, and the moon and the quiet feeling is, it has to do with the fact that I don't know if he's found at night. They could have found him at night, or something just happened at night that the news doesn't know. So something that happened at night that the news doesn't know. Okay, or somebody that called somebody that called the coroner's office, somebody that called the police officer. They don't have all the details. So when I ran through that, those people that work in the coroner's office, or the police, the people that run the ambulance and the hospital, they that came and found him in the condition that he was in, they may not have all the information, but there's also this feeling of running off. So I don't know if I get a group of dudes, or like a group of teens, or it could even be, they don't even have to be his age. This is like a group of guys, or a group of, it's giving me like a group of dudes, like a group of guys, that may have been in the area, or they saw something. Okay. So the Gemini energy is underneath. So I don't know if he was a Gemini energy necessarily. It just implies a partnership, anything going. But it's bringing me back to a football scholarship, okay, for one of the schools that he was looking into. So this is the energy of a football scholarship. Doesn't even necessarily have to be a Gemini. It's just the partnership, or the idea alone of finishing school, or the idea of meeting someone new, or interacting with someone that is offering him the football scholarship. Okay, that's why this energy is underneath. His starting point has the Six of Cups. I did say that I was picking up some sort of water sign energy, but that's the Gemini coming back. So the water sign energy is the energy of a Gemini coming back. You know what I mean? It's the energy of a Gemini coming back. So I don't know if this is the coming back. Like I said, with the Gemini energy underneath, the coming back is waiting to hear back if you got scholarship. The coming back with the Six of Cups is waiting to hear back from a Gemini. It could be a water sign. It doesn't even have to be a Gemini, but the spirit said waiting for a Gemini to come back. So the Gemini could be responsible for offering him the scholarship for the school, but they're a teammate. So when I said that, the Gemini energy could also be a teammate it could also be a teammate that deleted something. So the Gemini energy underneath could also be a teammate that deleted something. So like I said from earlier on in the reading, with him trying to get into, but I keep feeling this feeling of friend deleted. So his friend, like a friend that he had, like some type of friend or a teammate, they deleted something. I don't know if this is for like earlier in the beginning of the reading when I was channeling, when I said that he was looking into or trying to possibly apply to for a scholarship for an Ivy League school. But I keep feeling this feeling of friend deleted. So he could have been on the verge of receiving a scholarship from an Ivy League school. He did get, like I said, a couple of acceptance letters, but one particular school that he applied to that was Ivy League, a friend deleted. When I said that, he had a friend that deleted that acceptance letter, but wrote another one. So when I said that, the Six of Cups energy, a friend or somebody had worked on the team, I also get a person that does scouting, like scouting work. You know how people come and they look for, how people come to the school and they do, like as a scout, they scout for, what do you call it? They scout for candidates. They do scouting for candidates to see who would be the best candidate. But I was runner up. So when I said that, he's saying that he was runner up for that. But what's happening here is that he's receiving, that person that was doing the scouting, wanted to offer him something. The person that was doing the scouting, they wanted to offer him something. But what's happening here, it could be online. I did say that somebody deleted something. It could have been something, the scouting could have been a separate event that he was a part of with his teammates and his his teammates and his coaches and those kind of things. But someone was envious. So when I said that, someone was envious. So people come into the school, or people, the people that that are doing scouting, that they're coming to see, they're coming to choose or handpick people that they deem to be a prize winners, or people that they deem to be, eligible for this, for the specific scholarship that they wanted to offer. They came and they chose who they wanted, but it had something to do with online communication. So he could that could have been, he could have already seen or met the people that were scouting in person. But what's happening, he's not realizing that they're trying to communicate online to accept him, but so that he wouldn't see it, somebody's deleting it, or somebody's going into the system, or they're going into his profile acceptance letter. They're going into the system to go into his profile to delete an acceptance letter, or delete some type of acceptance letter that he was receiving from a person from a scouting event, or someone that came to do evaluations and to look to see who they would have wanted to offer a scholarship to. But I didn't realize that. So the Six of Cups is that he may not have realized that interaction, or he may not have realized, I had scribbled out a name also. He may not also have realized that someone scribbled his name out also. So this is trying to, I'll give you a perfect example. This is trying to, academics are involved with this as well. This is trying to apply for a specific scholarship for a specific, or for a specific program in a specific school. And people are coming to the school, and people are coming to the school, and students, I'm kind of getting this vision of like at this event, I'm kind of getting a vision of multiple lines of students where they're walking up to sign their signature down, but someone's scribbling it out. But someone ended up scribbling out his signature. So it could have been a teammate. It could have been someone that he thought was his friend, and it could be a Gemini, someone that he thought was his friend. Somebody deleted. That's why I said deleted. So that literally could be happening. That literally could have happened in person with somebody during a scouting event, some type of event. That literally could have happened in person, but also online. So that happened in person, and that also happened online. So I'll give you a perfect example. He's going, and he's going, and he's trying to meet up. He's getting in line to have a conversation about his expertise, and about his football and things of that nature, and his grades and his GPA. He was a star student. So he's interacting with this person. I keep feeling scribbling name out. So he's interacting with this person, but, or one of his friends could have done that. So his friend, I'm trying to figure out the scenery. His friend or a classmate of some kind, they could have been standing right behind him. You know what I mean? They could have been standing right behind him. He's interacting with the person from the school, the Ivy League school. He's interacting with them. They're telling him to sign right here where the red dot is. Friend scribbled it out. So when I said that to his friend, he doesn't know that. So he's starting to realize that he has a friend that scribbled out his name. So the friend could have been next in line behind him. His friend could have been next in line behind him. So when he's finished his conversation, he's walking off, going to the next line. He's walking off, and he's going to the next line to talk to someone from a different school. But friend kept doing. So when I said that, his friend kept doing it. His friend was next in line. The friend came, saw him writing down his signature, and scribbled it out. So this could be a two-part situation here, where this happened in person, but somebody fixed the issue. Somebody could have also put in a good word for him and fixed the issue. But this is also happening online. Where somebody fixed the fault, but somebody kept doing something. Somebody fixed the fault, but somebody went back in and acceptance letter. Somebody went back in and deleted an acceptance letter. But why wouldn't they mail it out then? So the Six of Cups, why wouldn't they just mail it out then? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they just mail it out? So this could be that somebody could have. The issue with the mailing out. Homelessness. The issue with the mailing out is that he had some type of issue with homeless, but didn't trust someone either. He had some type of issue with homelessness and his mother and things of that nature. So he could have told someone, something's going on with a library. He could have told someone, I'll go to a library computer. I'll go into my student account. I'll check to see if I didn't receive it. I'll go into my student account. I'll sign in to check to see if I received an acceptance letter. And he's thinking to himself, himself, what did friend do? He's thinking to himself, what did a friend do? What did what do you call it? What did my teammate do? Whoever the Gemini energy is that's underneath. The Gemini energy could be a friend, or the Gemini energy could be the person that he's interacting with at this event, the student recruiting, the school recruiting event. But because of the issue with having a mailing address to mail something out, he used a library computer signed into his profile to check for somebody deleted, check for the specific acceptance letter to check for it, and he's realizing that somebody went into the system and deleted it. But somebody had password. So the Six of Cups, somebody had password. Somebody had his password. Somebody had his student identification. What do you call it? His student identification, like the PIN. Sometimes they require students to have PINs, but I forgot. So when I said that, he said he forgot. He forgot his PIN. He may have even forgot his password, but somebody changed. He may have even forgot his password. Somebody changed it. Somebody changed the PIN. Somebody changed the password into his student account. He's going to the library. Somebody's telling him. Somebody at a scouting event. Somebody at like a college recruitment kind of event is telling him it's okay. I'm aware that you wanted to. I'm aware that you gave us your resume. I'm aware of your GPA. I'm aware of this, that, and the third. So what we're going to do is we're going to send another copy. What we're going to do is we're going to send you another copy to your student profile. We're going to send it to whoever. So, but what's happening is to go to check. They could have given him a specific date to go in. Somebody could have given him a specific date to go into the computer to check to see when he was going to receive it. He's going in, asked to change password. He's going in and he could have forgotten his password, but because he forgot his password or his PIN, he could have been asking someone, can I get a new PIN? Can I get a new password? But it was too late to do that. So this is Cups. It was too late to do that. So the issue with it is that he didn't know. The issue with it is that he didn't know that somebody already went into the system. I didn't change my password. He's like, I didn't change my password. He doesn't realize that somebody already went into the system to change his password and or his PIN. So he's going up to the computer baffled. He's going up to the computer or whatever it is they ask him to do. He's going up to the computer in the library, whatever it is, and he's going up to it and they changed it and he doesn't know that they changed it. But the reason for the changing is because he's not realizing that, okay, the whole reason for it is so that he wouldn't get a specific scholarship that he want to one of the Ivy League schools, or it's one of the particular school that they were going to accept, a particular school that he wanted to go to. They were going to accept him, but somebody deleted the acceptance letter. So, but the issue, the situation with the acceptance letter is that you have to agree at a certain time. You have to agree at a certain time or accept the acceptance letter from the school, or you have to call. They could have had a deadline or a specific date when he's supposed to call to accept the letter to the school to say, hey, I got your letter and I'm writing to tell you that I want to take you up on this offer, but somebody deleted. So every time I say it, somebody deleted something from his profile. Somebody deleted something from his profile, and he's not realizing that could be something that the news didn't do an investigation on. That could be something that the news didn't do an investigation on, or they need to do computers. Somebody may need to do an investigation in the school library or some type of computer system somewhere inside of the school. Or they need to check phones also. They also need to check phones, like people's phones. And it could have been something where he could have had this could be cell phone, either a school, this could be something that he tried to do in the school library, or this could be something that he also tried to do in his phone, hacked. When I said that his phone may have ended up getting hacked, his phone got hacked. This is being aware. This is looking out for an acceptance letter. But you've got your phone. You know what I mean? You've got your phone, but something's going on with the pin of the phone. Something's going on with the password of the phone. Something's going on with the email address. Something's going on with the password for the email address. So he's going in and he's realized that somebody hacked the phone, somebody hacked the email address, or somebody hacked the phone so he wouldn't see email. Somebody hacked the phone so he wouldn't see the email. So he wouldn't see the email. But what's happening with it, he doesn't know he doesn't realize something, or he just doesn't know something yet. He didn't know something yet, or he may have gotten really, that may have ended up stressing him out at that point. You know what I mean? That could be something that could have been something that he didn't tell his parent. That could be something that he didn't tell his mother, but didn't get a chance to. That is something that he didn't get a chance to tell his mother. He didn't get a chance to tell his mother that. Or he could have been on the verge. He could have been on the verge of trying to explain something like that to his mother. He could have been on the verge of trying to explain the depression. So something about that could have created depression. He could have been on the verge to trying to explain that to his mother. Somebody hacked my phone somehow because of envy. They saw that I was a favorite. They saw that I was a favorite, and they hacked my phone. So I'm going in. This is a conversation he would have wanted to have with his mother. So I'm going into my phone, and I'm realizing that somebody changed my password. Somebody hacked my phone. They hacked in and changed my PIN. I'm going into the school computer, delete account. I'm going into the school computer. Somebody deleted my account. I can't even check my emails to see if I even got accepted to the school. Something could have been really last minute into what he was trying to do. Also, like I said, they could have had a deadline or a certain period of a wait of time that he was supposed to check in and set. So should have done something earlier. So he's thinking that he should have done something earlier, but whether he should have done it earlier or not, someone shouldn't have hacked his phone. Someone shouldn't have deleted his account, his profile, changed his passwords and pins, but try to talk to administration. So this is a cut. So he could have, after realizing that, he could have tried to have a conversation about someone in the administration. Someone in the administration could have also been shady. Someone in the administration could have done something shady as well. You know, there's different situations here deleting accounts. There's different situations here or occurrences where somebody's deleting a very important account that he has. A very important one, okay? What he's waiting on is the hangman energy here. All right. So the hangman energy is basically learning about a fault. The hangman is learning about a fault between an interaction that he's having with Gemini, whoever the Gemini energy is. The interactions that he's had, school administration, the interactions also that he's having with someone that works in the school administration. But what happened to my account? So I'm looking at the hangman energy. He's asking someone, I don't know if this is a friend or admin. This is somebody that's working in admin. He's asking them, he's pulling them aside or just going into the office to ask them, you know, what happened to my student PIN? What happened to my password? But trying to act like they don't know. So that energy, whoever he's interacting with in the student, whoever he's interacting with in the administration of a school, they're trying to act like they didn't see something. They're trying to act like they didn't see something happen also. So what they saw, there's multiple people that work in a school administration office. What somebody in a student administration office, that one person saw someone do something. That one person, they saw someone do something either in the school somewhere, or they saw someone, or I get something about his address also. They saw someone do something with his address. So somebody that works in the school administration office saw someone else that does work in the student. Okay. Someone in the school administration office saw another person that works in the school administration office do something with his address, do something with his password, with his pins and his accounts, but they deleted. So when I said that they deleted something, that's why the hangman energy is in a waiting position, but started complaining also. So the hangman here that he's waiting on, he started complaining. He asked him to leave. So he may have ended up complaining and complaining and asking someone at the desk, what did you see? They're trying to tell him, they're trying to make it seem like they don't know what he's talking about, but ask him to leave. They're trying to make it seem like they don't know what he's talking about as well, so they asked him to leave the office. But something is erratic, so he may have been in the office, or in some office inside the school. He may have been acting really erratically over the realization of a deleted account, or over the realization of an acceptance letter getting an acceptance old address, an acceptance letter getting sent to his old address. Like, he got an acceptance letter sent to his old address, or however you want to look at address could be his own. I'm trying to understand. His an old address could be an old mailing address, like a housing mailing address, or an old address as an old what do you call it? An old address, meaning like an old email address. Someone could have sent it on purpose. Somebody could have sent somebody in the administration office switched something in his account. So I see what's going on here. This is him. He's receiving an acceptance letter with the right email address. He's trying to receive an acceptance letter with the right email address. Somebody in the administration office got a call from someone. Somebody in the administration office may have gotten a call from somebody from the scouting event, somebody from a prospective school, or a school that he wanted to go into. So they could have called, or they emailed to inquire about where to send his acceptance letters to and things of that nature. But what's devious? Somebody was listening to, somebody received that call or that email, but they were also devious. So what they did was they gave the person that was calling to accept him, they gave someone in the administration, the person that was trying to accept him, the people that were trying to accept him for a specific program, or like some type of scholarship and things of that nature, the people that were trying to call to accept him, they called, or they contacted someone in the school administration and asked, where should we mail out his acceptance letter? Where should we mail out his certificate? And where should we mail out his acceptance letter to this program, to this school, the scholarship, things of that nature? But so they could have the person in the office is responding to the people accepting him, and they're saying that here's his email address. It's wrong, but it's really wrong. Here's his email address. Here's his mailing address, his housing address, but it's not right. It's wrong. It's not the right housing address. It's not the right email address. But somebody knew that, but they did it on purpose. Somebody knew it, but they did it on purpose. So what's happening here? Getting police involved. So what's happening here is that he could have realized that. He could have realized that and started complaining about it. So he may have wanted to even get the police involved with that as well. He may have tried to get the police involved with that. So his mailing address, his old mailing address, somebody tried to mail some type of acceptance letter to an old housing address, or an old email address that he doesn't even use, or that's deactivated. An old email address that he wasn't even using, it was deactivated. Or a current one that he had, or new one that he had, somebody went in and deactivated that. So they're sending it to an old, and the people are potentially, or they already did, they're sending it to an email address that's deactivated. They're sending it to an old housing event. They're sending it to an old housing address that he doesn't even live at anymore. So it's to cause confusion. So when I said that the reason why somebody did that, it was to cause confusion. It was done to cause confusion between people. It was done to cause confusion between people calling to accept him, or to set up an interview with him or something. It was done that way to cause, so that they would just say forget it. It was done to cause confusion, so that the people that wanted to meet with him for an interview or scholarships or some type of acceptance, so that they would just say forget it. We're sending him. He's not replying. We're sending him these acceptance letters. We're sending him it could be an interview that somebody wanted to do. You have to do interviews you have to do interviews for these kinds of acceptance letters. These interviews, he's not responding to the interviews because of a fault. He's unintentionally not responding to certain interviews because of a fault that somebody did in the administration office. But it's a chain reaction. So it's starting with somebody scribbling out his name. But that's a menial issue. Somebody doing that is a menial issue because that's in the beginning. That got fixed. But it's getting worse. It's getting worse because somebody fixed the situation, but they're still going at it. Somebody fixed it, but somebody else in in another office in the school, somebody that works in the admin, they screwed up something. They screwed up something, but they screwed up something for him on purpose. They screwed up something for him on purpose, and they're trying to figure out why isn't he taking interest in this anymore? Why doesn't he want to schedule interview time? He inquired about it. He was very passionate. He showed, a great passion about this program. And so he said that we could send him an email. Why isn't he responding? Why isn't he responding to the email? They deleted. Somebody in this environment deleted something. They deleted something. They deactivated something. They changed the PIN. They changed the password. They gave someone a wrong email address. They gave someone that was a prospective hire for him. They gave someone what do you call it? They gave someone a wrong housing address and things of that nature, somewhere that he doesn't even live. It's the issue ended up causing problems. He could have even tried to get police involved, not complying. He could have tried to get police involved or some type of investigator or some kind of police, whatever it was. But mother recommended. So when I said his mother could have recommended him do something like that. His mother could have recommended him do something like that. But the news may not have included this part of the issue for some reason. I don't know. It seems important to me. The present has the high priestess energy. So the high priestess pretty much clarifies fault. The high priestess pretty much clarifies some type of issue with a fault that he has going on here. But it was a mistake. So the fault that he's experiencing is clearly it's a mistake. It's clearly it's a mistake, but it's high priestess. It's high priestess energy. It's a plan. It's high priestess energy because it's a plan. It's high priestess energy because not using the way someone's looking at him. Also, he wasn't using his intuition into the way someone was looking at him. Also, in an office, the way somebody was giving him eye contact, and in an administration office, the way they were looking at him, the way they were staring at him, but watched him daily. So when I said that they watched him daily, somebody watched him and kept a close eye on him daily because of a fault. They kept a close eye on him for a while, or they did it daily because they did something wrong intentionally, hoping he wouldn't notice. So when I said that they were watching him like that with the high priestess, but felt their eyes. So the high priestess energy in the present, he felt their eyes on him. He felt their eyes on him. The people that worked in the school, the people, the scouting, whatever, a friend or somebody on the team. He felt their eyes. He felt their eyes. He felt a plan that they had behind. He felt a plan that they had comprised somewhere. He felt it. He felt that. Or the high priestess is that they kept a close eye on him daily. But set up someone to do that. So I keep looking at the hangman. Somebody in the office set up someone to keep a close eye, also outside of school. So when I said somebody set up someone in his school that he was going to, or in an administration office, they're responsible for a fault. They did it on purpose for envy, whatever the reason was. Black, it could be because of that as well. They're realizing that he's receiving this favoritism. He's receiving this, set up someone to watch him. He's receiving this favoritism and things. See, somebody couldn't stand it. I'm assuming that somebody couldn't stand it. So he's going up to the office and he's starting to realize that something is a fault. Somebody did something by mistake, or somebody just did something intentionally. So I do feel like somebody could have set up someone to watch him outside of his school as well. Outside of his school. They set up someone to watch him outside of his school. The reason, so he won't call the police again. The reason for that could also be so he wouldn't try to call, so that he wouldn't try to either try to call the police for the first time, or not for the first time, or he could have tried to do that. Okay, he could have been trying to call the police for the first time, or out of the realization he could have tried to call the police the first time, or either he did it, or he could have done it before and try to do it again. But that's what they were fearing. So the high priestess in the present, that's what they were fearing. Somebody was fearing that. Somebody was fearing getting caught, deleted profile, deleted some type of deleted account, some type of deleted interview date, whatever it is. That he took his realization, he ended up taking it really seriously, and he was thinking that because of something was also erratic. He could have been acting erratically because of that realization, but someone felt scared. Someone also felt scared. So somebody in the office, whatever this office is, whatever the setting is, somebody in the office could have been fearing. Somebody in the office could have been fearing that for some reason, someone in the office could have been fearing he set up someone to attack them. He set up someone to bully. Thinking that he was going to set up someone to bully someone in the office. And that may have been something that I don't think that would have been something that he would have even wanted to do. He just wanted his stuff back. I just feel like he wanted his stuff back. But it's the way he was acting. Something about the way he was acting, someone was thinking that he was gonna go off on them in that way. So either him himself, either out of the realization, either the way he was acting, him himself, they were thinking that he was gonna go off on them. You know what I mean? He was going to go off on them, or the way he was acting, it could have implied that he was going to go find someone and hunt down someone in the office and do something to them, but beat him to it. So when I said that, something about that, he got beaten too. He got beaten. Somebody beat him to that thought. Somebody beat him to that idea. That's why the high priestess is in the present. He's thinking that someone is going to come after him. He's thinking that someone's going to beat him to that idea. Somebody beat him to that idea. Meaning somebody beat him to that idea that he had. So somebody behind the scenes, like, he's going to go off. He's going to call the police. He's going to go off, and he's going to get one of his buddies to come after me. He's realizing what we did. He's gonna go off on me now. So what am I? This is somebody in the office, or a friend, or a friend that worked in the office, whatever the setting is here. So their thought process is how to beat him to it. And that was a thought that person had, that he was interacting with. That's a thought that person had, where they're like, I don't want to get hurt and lose job. I don't want to get hurt. I also don't want to lose my job. I also don't, because of what foolishness I did, or because of what foolishness I did, or what foolishness I saw someone else do. But they should have just spoken up on. So when I said that, they should have just spoken up on. Somebody could have still kept their job. Someone could have still kept their job in the office, but looking out for someone else. They could have still kept their job in the office, but they were also still looking out for someone else that did the foolishness with his accounts and pins and the hacking. All that could also involve the hacking of someone in the office. All that could have also involved the hacking of the phone. Somebody in the office did that. A friend did that. Or a friend knows someone in the office did that, or someone in the office knows that some type of friend, or somebody that worked in admin, whatever. Somebody didn't want to lose their job, but a couple of them didn't. So somebody didn't want to lose their job, but a few of them didn't. A few people didn't want to lose some type of a position on a team, a group plan. When I said that, a position on a team, someone didn't want to lose. A position in the office, someone didn't want to lose. This could also be the energy of a student working in or volunteering in the school administration office, hacked into account. When I said that, whoever that student is, they hacked into his account. He's going up to the office complaining what's going on. They're thinking he's realizing something. They're thinking that he wants to get back at, but the spirit said they beat him to it. Wow. The Queen of Cups energy is in the future. Okay. Queen of Cups energies in the future there. And the instincts has the sign of Sag right here for the temperance energy. So he could be dealing with Sagittarian. So the signs, before I go any further, the signs that he has heavily that are coming through. In the beginning, I was getting moon energy. The moon energy I feel pretty much resonates with High Priestess and Crown Chakra and his head. High Priestess and Crown Chakra, and realizing some type of shade that happened with his application and getting interviews and hack phone, somebody hacking the phone to delete this, that, and third, so he wouldn't respond to an interview date and things of that nature. People are trying to figure out, why isn't he responding? This is a great opportunity. This, you know what this feels like? This could even abroad. This could even be an opportunity that he was receiving to go abroad with some type of scholarship here. You know, Excelsior. I don't know, some type of serious scholarship that he was, some type of extraordinary experience that he would have had. It could even be someone from, it's giving me someone's going on with like a feeling I'm getting like Chinese. It could even be China, Japan, Taiwan. It's giving me like an Asian kind of feeling. So I don't know if it's like an Asian, like an Asian country that he would have gotten accepted to, to play football in another country. It was giving me like an Asian kind of, giving me like Asian examples. I don't know. It doesn't have to be that. That could have been that could have been the opportunity. Usually my brother went to China, and they he had an experience there where the people were running up to him because they thought that he was a basketball player. They were running up to him and they thought he was a basketball player. So I think that they really, in some cases, idolize, the black male in terms of figure and physique, in terms of sports and getting into sports. So that could have been something or opportunity that he was going to get. And something like that. The spirit agrees with the example, because that could literally be something, some type of a broad opportunity like that to play on a team in another country. And that could be why, I would be acting erratically too. That could be why he could have also been acting erratically. I would have been acting erratically as well. That's a huge. They're trying to say this could be from an abroad school, a school that's abroad, a school in China, some program in China. Just an example. I'm going with the Chinese example because I feel like that could have been the Chinese or the Asian example. I feel like that could have literally been something that he did look into, or he could have been interacting with someone that was that. But it has something to do with scholarships and programs and football and things of that nature. That could have been like that, or it could be England or Europe somewhere, and somebody out of envy. The spirit agrees with the example. Somebody deleted some type of potential opportunity he would have gotten like that out of envy. Somebody did it out of envy. They did it out of envy, and that's why the temperance energy is here in the instincts. It could be a Sag that he was dealing with. You got Sag, you got Gemini energies here. You got Queen of Cups. I knew I had to feel like some type of Piscean energy, some Queen of Cups energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, female in the future. That could have been the energy of his mother, or admin, someone that worked in the admin, whatever. But this energy is here. Opportunity. This energy is here, but try to fix again. The temperance energy in the instincts, he tried to fix an issue again. He tried to fix it. That's why I said again. He tried to fix it. This could have been something reoccurring. This could have been a reoccurring issue with someone that worked in the admin. This could have been kept resubmitting something. He probably kept resubmitting something also. He could have been resubmitting something all the time here. And it became tiring. He's using it, somebody's deleting it all the time. He's using his intuition that someone is deleting it all the time. But try to send apology letter. So I'm looking at the High Priestess. He could have some type of, I'll give you a perfect example of what this is. So this is realizing that there's a lot of information. This is realizing, I'll give you a perfect example of this. This is realizing that this is applying to something, and somebody is what do you call it? Somebody's giving you applying for something, and then an interview time, and then getting the number, trying to call them from another phone. Getting number, the spirit is agreeing with the example. Getting a number, trying to call them from another phone and say, explain to them that, I got hacked. Somebody went into my account, did this, that, and the third, deleted this, that, and the third. Can we schedule another time? But kept happening. So when I said that, that's why I said earlier on in the reading, somebody that was a prospective hire or a prospective school, prospective program, they eventually fed up. Eventually they got fed up with that. That kept happening to him all the time. It kept happening. So he called them and he apologized. I got hacked. However he explained it, I got hacked. Somebody went to my account. They deleted. They changed this, that, and the third. So what I want to do is, can we set up another time? So once the one time it happens is okay, but the second and third time, somebody just gonna give up and say forget it. Somebody just gonna give up and say forget it. We can't keep doing this with you distraught. We can't keep doing this with you all the time. He became distraught. And aggravated. So after the second or third time, he could have been trying, but didn't know someone. At one point, he didn't know someone in the office was doing that. That's why I said he didn't know someone was doing that. He didn't know someone was in his account and doing this, that, doing this, that, and the third, waiting on emails, doing this, that, and the third, deleting this, that, and the third. He didn't know. At one point, he didn't know someone in the office was doing that. He didn't know, or somebody in the office. Somebody in the office didn't know that someone else in the office was doing that, but shared conversation. So when I said that they could have been sharing a conversation, that had a conversation about what they were doing to him, what a plan they had on him, because of envy, whatever it was. Could have been getting accepted to a school, that some type of program overseas in Europe, in Asia, somewhere. He could have been getting that kind of acceptance. And it was angst. He could have been getting that kind of acceptance, but it was creating angst in somebody here for some reason. So he's calling, or he's trying to be professional and write prospective hire. Write an apology letter to a prospective hire. And they're agreeing, and they're like, okay, we'll set up another time with you. We'll email you or call you another time. Phone got hacked. The phone got hacked again, or it got hacked. It got hacked. Somebody kept doing that to him all the time, and it created depression. It created some type of frustration. But he's using his intuition. He's coming to the realization, starting to use his intuition, that someone in close proximity is doing that all the time. Someone in close proximity to him is doing that all the time here. A friend, somebody in the administration office, somebody, or they did that together. But they didn't want to see him go somewhere, or they didn't want to see him. I keep feeling of overseas. Someone didn't want to see him overseas. Someone didn't want to see him prosper or get accolades, receive accolades overseas. Somebody didn't want to see that for some reason. Okay. Wow. The accomplishment has the 5 of Wands right next to the 6 of Cups. So the Wands energy pretty much resonate with the Sag. If he was dealing with a Sag, it could be, I keep getting admin, some type of admin. The Sag could be someone that worked in the admin. You got Sag here. You got Queen of Cups here. You got Gemini here. Plan. So when I ran through those elements, they're part of a plan. And they could have worked in the admin, or they just worked in the school somewhere. Work in the school. This could also be a situation where, if this isn't only necessarily someone that worked in the school that he was going to, this could also happen. This could also been something that was happening with an opportunity that he was going to receive. That could also be a situation. Somebody could have been doing that with an opportunity that he could have been receiving. So somebody from a school that was going to accept him may not have wanted him there. Someone in a program that already worked in a program that he was going to get accepted to, overseas or not overseas, they didn't want to see him there. So that could have been also a situation. They tag team to do that in both environments here. Someone in a program, however many situations, someone in a program that he was going to get into, they kept doing that. Someone in his school, I keep getting tag team. Someone in his school that was connected to someone in a program he was going to get accepted to, they kept doing that. They kept doing that, or someone's going on with getting accepted to a program, and someone in the school was envious, just getting accepted to a program somewhere else, but someone in the school that he was already in kept doing that. So he's got different oddities. He's got different odd situations going on here with people and getting hacked and pins and passwords. Going into the library, his phone and emails and giving giving someone his old email and address. Somebody giving somebody else his old housing address. That's not the right one. But I had to keep explaining that. So every time I said, he at one point he had to keep explaining that to someone. He had to keep explaining that to someone for some reason. That's why the Temperance energies and instincts. He kept having to explain it. It could be a Sag. He kept trying to explain that too. That's why the Five of Wands is right next to the Six of Cups. But why do I have to keep explaining this? The Five of Wands next to the Six of Cups. Why do I have to keep explaining this over and over to someone? I think I'm pretty clear with what I'm trying to explain to you. It's happening. Somebody got tired of him trying to explain. Somebody that was either a part of a plan into the fault that he has going on here. Somebody that was a part of that plan. They were not. Someone that I'll go with them not being a part of it. Someone that wasn't a part of that, clueless. Someone that wasn't part of it was clueless. Someone that was trying to act, like I said earlier on the reading, someone that was kept trying to act like they didn't understand, or they were trying to act like they didn't know what was going on. And they kept running through mouse trying to get cheese. They kept running through a maze-like situation with him all the time. Or at least that's how he felt with them. At least that's how he felt with the Five of Wands and kept arguing. Five of Wands in the accomplishment, he kept arguing with someone about the issue here all the time. He kept doing that. He kept doing it. The spiritual self has the Four of Cups right next to the Hangman. I keep feeling this feeling of depression. I know they said, I don't know if this element could be one of these elements here could be showing up like his mother. The Four of Cups energy, I know they said the mother was depressed, or he just drained. He ended up being like emotionally drained from a situation, but she was so emotionally drained from a situation. His mother could have been yes, was emotionally drained from a situation also. His mother was emotionally drained from something, or I don't know if he felt, I don't know if his mother's emotional drain like feeling wearing off on him. His mother's emotional drain like feeling ended up rubbing off on him also. That's why the Four of Cups is right next. That's why something wasn't working. The Four of Cups in his spiritual self right next to the Hangman. That's why something wasn't working. Something going on with the mom, like what she said. So something going on with the mom. It has something to do with something that the mom said also. Something that the mom said. So, I see what's going on here. Something that the mother, what he had going, the skeptical feeling, and him finding up the issue that he has with the faults and the resumes and the hacking and the mother voice. The mother may have ended up voicing that at one point. The mother could have ended up voicing that to someone in the school. So the mother could have came up to the school, the mother could have came up to the school or called somebody here, wrong move. The mother could have ended up calling someone here to, what are you doing to my son? And why is my son's account and phone and things of that nature, why is that getting hacked? So that could have been the mother's voice to a police officer. That could have been the mother's voice to a police officer, but it keeps bringing me back to admin. That could be the mother's voice to someone in the admin. That could have been the mother's voice to someone in the administration. The mother, he could have, that's why I said watching him and those things of that nature, because of what mother did. Somebody ended up watching him and stalking him, or outside of school, inside of school, because of something that the mother, something that the mother brought up, something that the mother decided. He could have left whatever the fault was that he had going on here with the hacking and the emails and deleting this, that, and the third, and passwords and pins and whatever it was. That issue, the mother, he could have tried to take care of it at one time, wanted to leave it alone. So he could have tried to take care of it at one time, but he also wanted to leave it. He may have just decided in himself to just leave that issue alone. But the mother He could have shared that with the mom or not. He wrong move. Sharing that with the mother or not, that may have been a wrong move. But he could have told the mom. He could have ended up telling the mom, I want to leave that issue alone. Don't go up to school. Don't go up to the school. Don't call someone in the administration office. Don't call someone from the program. Don't call this, that, and the third. But she didn't listen. So when the Four of Cups next to the Hangman High Priestess, the mother didn't listen. The mother didn't listen. The mother didn't listen. So the mother protect child. His mother is trying to protect him. But what's happening here with this is that the mother's trying to protect him, but he's not. Okay, what's happening strange with it now is because people are starting to take action into their own hands, because they're starting to think. I keep fearing losing jobs. Someone was fearing losing their job in whatever setting or environment. Somebody did something sketchy to him that they were working in or they were residing in. They were fearing losing their job. Thought he was in one situation. They thought he was going to leave something alone, but he really didn't. And they're thinking that they're thinking he's gonna leave it alone. But the mom is taking it upon herself. She told him or not. The mom is taking it upon herself to go confront the issue. The mom is trying to take it upon herself to go confront the issue. Somebody's getting angry, and so it ended up making somebody angry. It ended up making somebody even worse. With angst, that's why I said angst and envy and jealous, whatever. It ended up making somebody worse in some environment here, and made them worse. So he's going back into whatever being watched. He's going back into whatever environment that this is happening in, and somebody has eyeballs stuck behind him. Somebody has their eyeballs on him all the time. They have their eyeballs on him. They don't want to lose their job. Somebody doesn't want to lose their position on a team. And somebody in the office, somebody that worked in the office, whatever it was. They don't want to lose some type of position that they have. They don't want to lose it. And he's thinking that the mother is making it hot. The mother's making it hotter. The mother's making it even hotter. Some type of call. Something that the mother said to him, or something that the mother said to some type of call or secret call that the mother made. A call that the mother made somewhere. Or to someone. And it could even be police. It could be police that the mother called. Like the mother could have ended up calling the police on someone. And that could have made something worse. That's why the Five of Wands is there. Someone told mother not to do something. The Five of Wands is here. He could have told his mother not to do something, say something, call someone. And it could be like in some type of investigation, or the mother literally could have called the police, or she just called someone to complain about his issue. Okay, the Two of Cups is in the mentality with the Temperance energy. Okay, so there's a lot of water energy here. So Two of Cups with the Temperance card, but try to work out something with him. Two of Cups, a Sag, try to work out something with him. Someone in school, Gemini, whoever. Somebody try to work out something with him. They tried to. Someone tried to do that. That's why I said try to fix that in the beginning. The fixing and all of that happened more so at the beginning of the issue, not more so the end of it. I mean, not the end of it, but made someone aggravated. Not the end of it. The end of it made someone aggravated. The beginning of it, that's when they had a plan. The beginning of it, that's when they had a plan. The beginning of it, that's when they had a plan there. At the beginning, not the end. At the very beginning. So they're waiting for him to blow off steam, possibly even his mother. They're waiting for him to blow off steam in all areas of his body here, for him for somebody to really break down, cause harm. For somebody to really, or a group of them, for somebody to really break down and cause harm. For them to really break down and cause harm there. What's in the changing position is the Four of Pentacles energy. So the Four of Pentacles energy, savings could even be, taxes could even be involved in this. I try to save. So when I said taxes and money and those kind of things, he could have tried to save his own money. Or that was what he turned to. That's also what he turned to. It could even be like the scholarship is money. The scholarship money I was going to receive. The scholarship money he was going to receive. He was going to receive the scholarship money. But someone was devious. Somebody just did something, but pretended to help. I'm touching the Sagittarian card and the instincts, the Two of Cups. They pretended to help. Like they were pretending to help him for some reason here. They were pretending to help, but asked him to meet them somewhere. So I'm looking at the Sagittarian energy and the instincts with the Two of Cups. They asked him or they called him, whatever. But that's what they told Mother. So either they asked him or they got in contact with the mom. That's why I said something that the mom did, or complained. The mother complained about something. So the mother ended up getting on the phone with somebody in the admin, someone in the schools or police, whatever it was. Somebody that the mother said, but missing from news. When I said that, something about that is missing from the news, but the mother, some type of conversation that the mother had something that the mother proposed to someone. They asked him to come meet up with him. They asked him to come meet up with them. They asked him to come meet up with them. With this energy here. They made the phone call. They made the phone call to his school. They made the phone call to his school. They made the phone call to his mother. I keep feeling this feeling of news left out. So some type of secretive phone call, like how that night where he was with his mother, and the mother is saying that he went and did this, that, and the third. It's not true. So some part of it is not right, or it's not real, or it's fabricated, whatever it is. But some part of it is missing, where the mother called, or someone called the mom, I want to meet with your son. Somebody called the mother and said, or called him and said, I want to meet with your son, fix issue. I want to meet with your son to fix an issue. Like I want to meet with your son to fix an issue. And that was either a call that was made to the mother, but she agreed. That could have also been a call that was made to the mom. She agreed to let somebody here meet with him or meet with her, whatever it was, to fix some type of issue. But that made it worse. So when I said it's something made it worse. That made it worse. That made it much worse. That made it worse. But they didn't really want to, somebody of Sag, whoever. That's why the Five of Wands is here with the Six of Cups. They didn't really want to meet up. Okay, what the mother is thinking, I keep feeling fixed. What the mother is thinking is that someone wants to meet up with her or meet up with him to fix the issue that he's having with his information and phone and things of that nature, and scholarships, whatever it was. Told them that they wanted to discuss. So I'm looking at the Sagittarian energy. They told him and his mom, or told the mom to tell him, whatever it was, that they wanted to fix an issue. They wanted to have a discussion. How can we fix this issue? That wasn't what they really wanted to do. So I'm looking at the Sag. That wasn't really what they wanted to do. They didn't really want to do that. That's why I said someone kept watching him, but I also get threats. Someone kept watching him and things of that nature. But something is also a threat. Someone was also a threat. He could have ended up, it got really bad. He could have been receiving threats and getting watched and stalked. But someone in the school hooked that up to happen. Or someone in the school was doing that to him. They were doing that to him there, But I keep feeling drawn to like group. So this could be, that's why I said there's a group of them did that. There's a group of them, but out of envy. So what happened? It was out of envy. But it's a group that made a call. It's a group of them that made a call. It's a group of them that made a phone call, whatever it was. So this could be a situation here where he's in the hotel or whatever, fast forward out from school to hotel, whatever it is. He's in a hotel, but he's in the hotel with his mother, but the mother could be asleep. The mother could have been sleeping at one point also. That could be a situation. The mother could have been sleeping, but he could have been in a situation here. He himself could have been in a group. He himself could have wanted to take a walk or whatever it was. He himself could have wanted to take a walk or something, but it's because of a call. So the reason for it is because of a call that he got or that the mother got. But it's a fake meeting. It has something to do with a fake meeting, like a fake, I want to help you fix this. A fake, some type of meeting, like some type of meeting here. Some type of meeting, some type of meeting. This is like somebody's aware. I get a bribe also. Somebody is aware that let me just rewind a little bit. Someone is aware, call the police. Someone is aware that he either called the police or he wanted to call the police. They're trying to protect themselves, setting up a meeting. They're trying to protect themselves by trying to set up a meeting with him, but at a late hour. They're trying to protect themselves by setting up a meeting with him at a late hour. They're trying to protect themselves by setting up a meeting with him at a late hour. The hour that they're trying to talk to him was too late, but had to work. So when I said it, they had to work. They had to work. So they had to work. So they couldn't meet with him early in the day. But that's when they did something. They couldn't meet with him early in the day, so they had to meet with him late at night. But didn't tell mother that. So the Four of Cups, he didn't tell his mother. He didn't tell his mother that he was gonna have that kind of meeting with someone. He didn't tell his mother that he was. You know? He didn't tell his mother that he was gonna have that kind of meeting with somebody. A friend, whatever it was, someone that worked in the school, whatever it is. He didn't so they had to work early in the day, let's meet later. Somebody had to work early in the day, so they're trying to tell him, let's meet later. He probably didn't, he may not have told his mother that. The mother's sleeping, resting, whatever it is. You know? Or he could have just told his mother that. He didn't tell her about a phone call. He didn't tell her about a phone call. So that's either a phone call she received. I feel like it could also be a phone call that I keep getting admin. So this could be someone that worked in the admin and they wanted to meet with him late. You know? They wanted to meet, but try to give him, oh, I see what's going on here. Something's going on is bringing me back to that feeling of like, you know what's coming to mind? Like an envelope or like an envelope of some kind or like a manila envelope with paperwork in it. It's like a manila envelope with paperwork in it. Told him that they were going to give that to him. So what, like, it could be the acceptance letter. What, Lord? What he's, oh my God, this is out of control. I keep feeling this feeling of admin or some friend or someone that worked in the school. They wanted to make it up. They fake trying to make it up with him. So they're calling his mother, or they're trying to call his mother or call him and say, you know, I want to give it acceptance letter. I'm aware of the issue that he's having with the acceptance letter and the email. You know, I feel bad if someone's really not real or fake about that, but they're calling and they're saying, you know, meet me at this specific location, but it's late, yes, but meet me at this specific location at night so that I could give you the envelope with the acceptance letter in it, because they're aware of the fault that happened with his email and the interview and whatever it is, the scholarship acceptance, the letter of the scholarship of acceptance that he's receiving. But that's what they said they wanted to give him. So that's what they said that they wanted to give him. So car, someone's also gone out here with a car. I know that his mother said that he was going to the car to get something, but didn't tell her. He also didn't tell her that somebody in the school or that was told to the mother that, you know, I'll come at night and hand your son the acceptance letter in its physical form. I'll come and bring it in the envelope, whatever it's, and they're by their car with that. So he could have went outside to get what it is that his mother wanted, but he didn't tell her, or she knew she didn't know. She knew or she didn't. But they're telling something is also an issue here where he's being lured. So he's being lured. He's wanting this fixed really bad, but he's wanting the issue fixed really bad. So someone is claiming to help him fix it by telling him, I'm bringing the physical copy. Come pick up the physical copy of your stuff that you want. Come get the physical copy. They didn't mean that. They didn't really mean that. So this person is telling him to meet them by their car, but they drove. Meet them by their car down the street or whatever. They drove, you know? They could have asked him to get in and whatever it is. You know, I get to talk. They could have asked him to get in and sit down for a little bit and talk, you know, fake apologize, talk whatever it is that they wanted to do with him as well. You know what I mean? But I keep looking at this. Wasn't using intuition. Don't get in car. He wasn't using his intuition that he shouldn't get into a car with swindle. He shouldn't get into a car with someone that he's intuitively aware that they're trying to swindle him. The person that's meeting up with him is the person that he's meeting up with could have been someone that worked in the admin they could have been the person that worked in the admin that was an observer. Like that could be a situation that was that's why I said earlier on the reading, protecting the person that really did the deleting and the hacking, whatever it was. The person in the admin could have protecting that other person. whoever the other person is. They did, okay, the person that was doing the deleting and the changing the pins and deleting and sending off his wrong email and email address, that was the person that he's meeting up with, protecting that person. The person that he's meeting up with was protecting that person. So what's happening, that person is coming, they could have been the one that he was tried to fake help. They were trying to fake help, but they knew who really did it. So what's happening here, they don't really want to help him. So they're telling him, come, I'll give you your paperwork. I'm aware that this happened. But that's their way of protecting. They were aware that the mother had the police on them. They were aware the mother had the police, or he himself had the police on them potentially. So they're trying to, that person that he's meeting up with in the car is protecting the person that did the fault. So there's more than one of them that are responsible killing. There's more than one of them that are responsible for his killing. So the person that did the deleting, they may not have been there. They were not. They could have been, but waited somewhere. So when I said that, they waited somewhere far off, or they waited somewhere. They waited for him, perpetrator. They waited for him to sit down and have a discussion with the perpetrator. They sat and waited for him to have, but he didn't see them saw them to be friendly. He saw them to be friendly, but he didn't aware motive. He wasn't aware of their motive here. That's why the Two of Cups is there in the mentality with the Temperance card. He wasn't aware of their motive. You know what I mean? He wasn't aware of their motive, He wasn't aware of it. So he's talking to them. He's having a drink. Do you want a drink? Do you want, in his car, whatever the setting is here. I feel like it's a nighttime-y kind of set in someone's car or whatever, van, whatever it is. And they could have offered him something to drink and things of that nature, whatever it was, To have a discussion about what happened. The resolution has the Four of Swords going towards, the Four of Swords is going towards the Queen of Cups. I keep getting what she did. So the Four of Swords is going towards the Queen of Cups energies, what she did. A call that she made. The energy could be his mother. A call that she made. But I also get a prank that somebody did here also. This doesn't only have to be, multiple energies could be coming off of this card. It's also it's either a call that his mother made, or it's a prank, some type of prank that some type of prank that a group of people did that were from his school. They worked in the admin, in the office, whatever it is. They invited him. Somebody invited him. I keep feeling more than one. Somebody invited him to come into. I don't know if this is a card that has more than one person in it. I don't know about the setting, it could be a car that has more than one. I keep feeling this feeling of wanting to talk. It could have been just a car that had either one person or more than one person in it, and they could have asked him to come sit in the car. I mean, these elements could be his friends that knew that something was going on, but it's giving me like an adult feeling. Like it feels like somebody's older than him here. These feel like older people. They feel like they're older. Feels like it feels like they could have been older people. Like older than him, but one of them was older than him. One of them was. You know what I mean? One of them was. But the Four of Swords in the resolution beat. The Four of Swords energy in the resolution is beat, or is getting beaten. Like they end up beating him after a conversation. He ended up getting beaten up after a conversation happened. He got beaten up after a conversation. Here. So the beat up energy could be coming from a friend that he had that he didn't know was aware of a fault. A friend that he had that was aware of a fault that happened with him inside of the office. Or someone that set up something. Someone that worked in the office, they set up someone to go beat him up. They set up someone to go beat him up there. And the Queen of Cups worked in office. The Queen of Cups energy could be someone that worked in the office. They could be someone that worked. That's why the Four of Cups and Two of Cups is there. They set up someone. One of these energies worked in the office. And they set up someone fake. They set up someone that they're saying is gonna fix a situation, beat him up. They set up someone to meet up with him to fake fix a situation, but that person ended up beating him up. But there's also this feeling here, but there's also this feeling of recognizing. I keep feeling perpetrator. There's also this feeling here of recognizing a perpetrator also. Like he recognized them, or he just knew them. So they could be someone that was a student. They could be someone that worked in a school. Just knew Queen of Cups. They just knew the Queen of Cups. Oh, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. The Queen of Cups, the Four of Swords with the Queen of Cups energy in the future, that energy, like if that's someone that he's interacting with in the office, said that they would send someone, I see what's going on. They said that they would send someone that he's telling them they know why he's really having the issues with the acceptance letters and things of that nature. But what's happening is he's in the office, he's talking with them. I keep feeling sending someone. They're telling him, they're fake trying to help him by saying, I'm gonna send someone. I'm gonna send someone to help you resolve this issue. Not really doing that. I'm gonna send someone to help you resolve this issue, but they're not really doing that. That's not what they're really doing. Or I'm gonna send someone to meet you. I'm gonna send someone to meet you by where you're staying with your mother. I'm gonna send someone to come meet you to give you your paperwork, to give you your acceptance letter in the envelope and things of that nature, but didn't know the person he was meeting up with. So that's what I'm trying to get to. He didn't know the person. He didn't know where they were gonna be parked. He didn't know about the person that she claimed that she was that the Queen of Cups energy claimed that she was gonna send to give him the paperwork. This energy could have had to work and couldn't come and meet. Didn't really want to help him. She didn't really want to help him. She could have been at work. She could have been at home. But she sent her own assistant, a perpetrator. She sent a perpetrator to beat him up or get people to beat him up there, to get people to beat him up. But that's not what. He's aware. He could have been told. The person that he's meeting up with, the person, that's why the Five of Wands is here. The person that he's meeting, it could be even the Five of Wands doesn't only have to be the fire sign energy. It could be the energy of a Gemini, whichever. But that's why the Four of Swords. I don't know what his sign was, but the Temperance energy the Temperance with the Five of Wands is just what she did. And look at the Queen of Cups, it's just what she did I got hooked up friend. She hooked up her friend to meet up with him to fake give him paperwork that he's looking for. So that person, that could also be why he felt comfortable with getting into a car with someone, or just meeting up with someone at night, down the street from where he was staying with his mother. That could be why he felt comfortable getting in someone's car or standing by it or whatever it was. But I was attacked. So Four of Swords, he was attacked. He got attacked by some people here. He got attacked. So someone in the administration hooked up somebody. Someone in the administration, someone in the school, they hooked up someone. Or hooked up a couple, or they hooked up someone to fake meet with him and give him the envelope. And then they had people, and then whoever was attached to that person, there were other people it was like a gang or like a group of them that did that. It was a group of them that hooked up by Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups energy did that. She works, wherever it is that she's working, she's trying to protect her job, whatever it is. She's trying to, something's going on with bludgeoning. So this is like getting bludged with things. So they beat him up. The beat sounds like a very menial, a small word to use, but beat him. That's why I feel that feeling of beating with objects and things of that nature. But I'm also, what's coming to mind, like a hammer and like like things that like people use to do what do you call it, like bludgeoning, to really bludge someone, to really bludge them with things like hammers and bats and things of that nature. But it keeps telling me group, so it was a group of them that did that. I keep feeling hooked up by Queen of Cups energy. Queen of Cups energy worked in the office, but didn't want to deal with him anymore. The Queen of Cups energy worked in the office. She didn't want to deal with him anymore. Him complaining about the hacking. So I keep feeling this feeling of protecting jobs. She really was trying to protect her job, or she really was trying to protect someone else that she saw do something, but didn't really care. She could have been trying to protect her. She could have been protecting her job, but she could have been protecting someone else. Or she was not, or she just knew that he got hacked and deleted profiles and things of that nature, but couldn't stand him complaining. So every time I run through that, she couldn't stand him complaining. She couldn't stand him complaining about it all the time. She couldn't stand him complaining. you know? She couldn't stand him complaining about it, you know? So she's getting tired, and she's calling him and like, you know, I'm gonna have somebody come by and drop off your paperwork. He's going outside, call or whatever. He's going outside. But I keep feeling, it keeps telling me that's why he felt comfortable. It's because it was coming through her. But he wasn't using his intuition, be rid. He wasn't using his intuition that she wanted to be rid of him. She wanted to be rid of him. So what's happening is that she's telling him, you know, I have someone, my assistant or whoever, I have somebody coming to drop off your paperwork because I'm aware that you're dealing with a homelessness situation. I'm aware that your address is not your real address. I'm aware of these things. So I'm gonna have somebody drive by and give you your paperwork. But that's not really that's not really her motive. Her motive is much more devious than that. Her motive is much devious. It's telling me all the time bludgeoning and getting bludged with objects. Getting bludged with objects. And being put by the train. Being bludged with objects there. They could have run off. They could have drove off and run off whatever direction they were going in. Whatever it is. You know? It's giving me that idea of actors. Like somebody that he was told to meet up with, they were really acting. Like they did a good job. They did a good job with acting. Like acting in the sense where, you know, somebody could have had a whole suit and tie kind of situation going on. Somebody could have been dressed really well. They were not. You know what? I'll give you another example. This is stepping outside. This is like getting a call, you know. It always tells me admin. This is like getting a call from admin or someone that works in the admin. So what's happening is, you know, they're going to be outside in a few minutes. You know, this is a regular conversation. They're going to be outside in a few minutes with your paperwork and your acceptance letter. So he could have just went outside. He may have told his mother that he was going to meet up with someone that in that way or not. Step outside. I'm gonna grab the blanket and grab the envelope, come back inside. But that didn't happen. Because somebody was lurking. Like somebody lurking, he could have got jumped, you know, so he could have got jumped and bludged to death there. Over some papers, over a damn acceptance letter, over whatever it is. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand doing this to someone. What doesn't make any sense? I don't understand doing this to someone. Just let somebody live their life. I don't know what else he was doing, but I don't know what else he had going on other than the fact that he was homeless and whatever. But I don't understand just letting somebody have the opportunity. I don't understand this. I don't understand. Nobody's bothering. He wasn't bothering anybody. I don't understand. Just let it. This is. Oh, you're harming somebody. This is like harming someone because of an opportunity that they were getting. So this could be a situation. He could have just been getting an opportunity that was making a friend jealous. And the friend, he could have just been making whatever. He could have just been doing better than a friend. You know. He could have just been doing better than a friend. But it caused a chain reaction. He was just doing better than a friend. And it's some type of issue there. Or some type of issue there caused a chain reaction between his friends and some about student aid, also his friends and student aid and admin and whatever. Somebody in the administration office could have just been aware, or they just saw what a friend was doing all the time. But they agreed. So when I said someone in the office, they agreed to a plan that a friend had. Or they could have been a student worker, like a student, one of his friends could have been like a student worker that saw another student do something. But they banded together. So when I said that, they banded together. But someone is older about them, so they made the call. They're older. They made the call, though. They made some type of call. This could be a situation here where someone could have been, someone could have been 18, I don't know, someone like 19, someone could have just been older than him, that he may not have had the kind of permission that a Queen of Cups energy had to make some type of call for some reason to someone in terms of opportunities and those kind of things. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know, something there, but they hooked up, like that. Somebody hooked up a group of people or a group of, just give me like a dudes. I can't imagine a female doing this. I feel like a female energy could have made some type of call. That's why the Four of Swords is going towards Queen of Cups. I feel like they made some type of call to get like up to hook up a friend or a group of dudes to do that. And then drag him by the train tracks. Hard objects. I'm looking at the Four of Swords. This is getting hit with hard objects. Like I'm looking at the card here, and there's two men and there's an animal, and they're using like a machete or some type of knife and those kind of things. They really did some craziness, you know. And unfortunately, I don't know how they would even what do you call it? Unfortunately, I don't even know how they even get fingerprints. It ran with weapons, so they ran with their weapons. They ran off with their weapons, so they're not going to. That somebody's not going to get the fingerprints and things that they need. They ran off with the weapons. So the only thing that they will be able to do is question someone in the admin, a student that work in the admin, a friend. Gemini, Queen of Cups energy. You know, I don't know what his sign was, but. You got Sag here. You got Queen of Cups energy in the future, you know. So I don't know what they would do. They would just need to question. Somebody may have ended up discarding whatever weapons they use. It's really bloody. It's a really bloody situation. They could have just ended up discarding those things. But it's over opportunities, and jealous and envious over opportunities, and he kept complaining about something. He could have been complaining so heavy to the point where he could have been complaining so bad to the point where he threatened to call the police on them, or the mother did, or something that the mother did, a call the mother made. A call that the mother made. You know what? A call the mother made. Like, this could be to fix it. Yes, a call that the mother made. This is like the call the mother made. Okay, the call the mother made could have been to the school because of the hacking and whatever it was, but sent someone. So what's happening is that someone that the mother interacted with, they sent someone, and whoever they sent had a plan. Whoever they sent just had a plan to do that to him. But for whatever it was, but he could have told the mother, leave it alone. That could be why all the weird, energy with the metaphysical stuff was happening to him, because they could have done, this is could even be ritualistic in nature. Somebody could have that kind of thought, you know what I mean? Because of opportunities. But his opportunities could be going to someone else now. There's that. When they do this to one person, his opportunities could be going to someone else, like a friend. And that could be what someone in the office is promising a friend. But that was the deal. So somebody in the office, he was having these issues, his opportunities, somehow they have it converted for his friend. Like somehow they end up having this for his friend. His friend is getting it. Or something is a bet in metaphysical about some type of bet there with a friend or someone that works in the office. Whatever it is. But it is metaphysical, because he was going through the paranoia, and that could be just a scheming, how they scheme people metaphysically. Someone had that kind of thought. But what was supposed to be his is going to another classmate, another friend. Somebody had that in mind. Someone, a teammate of his could have been really into blood bets. A teammate that he had could have really been into the idea of blood bets. A teammate that he had was into the idea of blood betting. And they were told in the office. They were told by someone in the office that is what they would have to do, or that is what would have to get set up on him in order for them to receive what was his. So they would get favored, so that they would get favored over him. But they were envious. The undertone of it is envy into why someone would want to even go that metaphysically deep to do that. It's the envy. All right, let's see what the outcome is here. The Queen of Pentacles energy is underneath. I don't know. The Two of Pentacles energy is there. But funding. So something is going on with funding. I don't know if this is like, what do you call it, like a GoFundMe. I don't know if his family set up that kind of stuff for him. I believe they did. I believe, but that's what they do. So that's what they do when they do these kind of bets. When they do these blood bets, they set up GoFundMe's. They set up some type of charity and donation to sacrifice. It's sacrificial. So they're making more money by black boys by killing them in that way, but they're doing it metaphysically. So it's like they're receiving more Baphomet. I don't know what deity they invoke to get this done. But he's talking about a principle. So when I said invoking some type of deity to get this done, something could be going on here with a principle of a school. A principle could have, one of these elements could be a principle. A principle could have set up whatever. It's the principle could be metaphysically behind the scenes of that. But it has something to do with invoking, like, doing that kind of, like, black magic and metaphysical stuff going on there. And that's why he was having that kind of depression going on, because somebody was doing something heavily metaphysical and saw what was happening to him. Used him as, they pretty much used him as bait, like deity bait almost. To get the amount of money, what was it, 40,000? But it keeps going up all the time. It keeps going up all the time. The amount of money that they're receiving, going to it's whatever, funding for the team and those kind of things. That happens to them like that. And that's how people that's how they're getting that money. Like that. So multiple people playing along. There's multiple people in this that play along. Of course. There's multiple people that play along that know what happened. I don't it's nothing is not suicidal thoughts. This is just the whole idea of recognizing what's happening and being stressed about it, how to fix it. But it's happening to the extreme scheme. It's happening to the extreme because it's a scheme, a metaphysical, a deity and blood bet kind of scheme, and that's why the paranoia and all that weird stuff was happening to him in that way. Let me do another outcome here also. Could also be why someone's mother may end up coming out of homelessness now, for sure. The Five of Swords energy, hell yeah, she will be if that's the case. The Five of Swords with the Two of Cups. I mean, the Two of Pentacles is here. Somebody's the money that is being made, the money that is increasing, or that is his death, that his death is racking in. It could end up going to his mother or whoever. She may end up being able to buy a house and those kind of things now, if that's the case. Or another student is receiving his scholarship. They're making so much money to the point where multiple students are going to be able to wean off of what was supposed to be his scholarship money, because it's doubled, it's tripled. The money's double, it's tripled, because this is a sacrificial situation that is happening here. Five of Swords with the Two of Pentacles energy. If that's happening, if that kind of stuff, me personally, I don't understand what the point of doing that is. Like, it's a school. Why do you need to harm certain people just to get funds? In the sense where, his mother is receiving, I feel like that is something that he's okay with, but it's just, I feel like that will be something that his spirit is okay with. But the idea of classmates that betrayed him, or friends that were involved in it, somebody in the admin, whatever, somebody's job could be changing as well. For good or for bad, somebody's job is changing, but their money is increasing, or they're getting the funding that was supposed. That would be something that he wouldn't want. I would understand that would be something that he doesn't want to happen. And and they have this designed so evilly, and with the title of suicidal awareness. This isn't suicide. This is a damn bludgeon situation going on here. This is a killing. This is not you're raising money for a killing. Like you're raising money for a killing. That's foolish. That's out of control. But they get away with it because there's no proof. They're getting away with it because there's no proof. There's no proof of what happened here. There's no proof. You know what's interesting is that certain passings and things of that nature that you hear about in the news, some of them they'll tell you, but they're not going to tell you, that it's for a prosperity ritual. So I'm looking at the Four of Swords going to the Queen of Cups energy. The Spirit is agreeing with the example that it's also tied into a prosperity ritual that they do here. It's also a prosperity ritual. Prosperity rituals, prosperity rituals, but some of it isn't right about the way somebody does. They're not supposed to be bad, but the way somebody does it is also not good. I don't know. It's interesting. It's like it's something that is not right about the way somebody does a prosperity ritual here. Like the way they do it is not right here. It's not right, but it's a prosperity ritual. He could have heard about that. Somebody could have been talking about that. I was getting the principal and whoever. Somebody could have been talking about that. He could have just heard that. I don't know. He could have heard that. He probably didn't think that it would be him, but he could have heard those kind of conversations happening. All right, so him hearing, I want to go a little further. Him hearing that conversation happening, it's almost like didn't want him to be aware. Someone didn't want him to be aware of that, or he just knew of it. Whatever, he could have just known of it, but he didn't think he would end up being the product of it. Something's interesting about that. Like I feel like I don't understand how the Four of Cups and the spiritual stuff. I'm trying to understand how they pick certain people to be this kind of sacrifice. I'm trying to figure out how they pick certain people to be that. I don't know if this is I don't know if they do it based on their physical attributes as well, because he's a black male, so yes, they throw them, they usually scheme them out pretty easily for some reason, because of their, I don't know, but I also get skill. It also has to do with skill, something also about their skill. But it's also giving this feeling of physical. So I don't know if he had a interesting physical attribute. Something that stood out. So he had something that stood out about him. It made him. They deemed him to be worthy. I don't know. It's weird. Explaining it is weird, and I was trying to understand of why he would have ended up. Or there is no reason, but I am just trying to understand how they pick certain people to do that to, in that way at least. But it's skill. Could also be life condition, life circumstances, and those kind of things. Whatever it was. But the idea of it, like I did with Hydea Pendleton's reading, the idea of it is to receive and accept. Oh, I see what's going on here. This is a contract, whatever. This is the idea of receiving, and that could be why something was happening with him all the time with because if he was able to accept, then he protected. If he was able to accept some type of contract interview, he got accepted, whatever, he would have been accepted, or he would have. This is a contract system, metaphysical contract that he's accepting. So what's happening with it is that yes, obviously these the Ivy League schools, is black magic, full of black magic. So what's happening, you're dealing with elite and mysticism and those kind of things. What's happening with it is that too poor. So someone may have seen him to be, that's why I said demographics and his situation, those kind of things. They may not have wanted to give it to him. They may not have wanted to do someone's going on with with him financially. And that could be why they did what they did. I mean, you experience people who are down and out that they sign and they become a king and queen. I mean, I don't understand, but that he was young, and that could also be why someone was easily done. Could also have something to do with his age. His age could have also fallen into line with that issue. His age. But look out for I found his gematria numerology. Look out for that for another idea into why this is sacrificial. Okay. All right. So Bryce Gowdy, may your spirit go with peace. Thank you so much for communicating with us today. All right, be well, take care. Ashe.